Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. We are live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. How's everyone doing today? How's it going? Welcome to another episode of Navigating the Modern World with Eli, the Walking with Purpose Live Edition. Live today from Red Morton Park here in beautiful, great climate Redwood City, California, where I live. It's 70 degrees right now, and I can't ask for any better weather. It finally cooled down out here. This is episode number 842, and today I'm just going to, hey, Raleigh, by Repair Guy. Good evening, Eli. Hey, how's it going, man? Welcome to the show. It's great to see you here. Today I've got another great topic. I'm going to share my thoughts. I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk because here's the thing. I really care about people. Well, every time I almost always trip over the uneven sidewalk there. Just depends where my footing is when I pass it every time. Well, not every time, almost every time. Anyway, Louisiana, a very similar weather to your area this time of the year. Oh, it's wonderful, man. Wonderful. That's nice to hear. We're going to eventually get our rain and all that. We're going to eventually get our rain probably sometime in November or December. Now, sometimes we have extended Indian summers here, and we don't get rain until January. When that happens, you know it's going to be a pretty dry year, and we're going to start to dip into our water reserves again that were filled a few years back after being dry for quite some time. But anyway, we're not here to talk about the weather, right, Mr. Jones? We're here to talk about probably one of the most important topics regarding the YouTube platform. And, you know, all I can do is put out how I feel, share my thoughts, maybe even use some examples. And then just hope and pray for the best that, you know, people that are behaving like little kids on YouTube, like adults, grown adults that are behaving like little kids on YouTube, really start to realize, you know, how they're coming off and how they're being perceived. Well, some people just don't even really care how they're perceived. They just care about making money. Some people will sacrifice their reputation. Some people will sacrifice their friends or even their family members or their own kids or husbands or wives or whatever for YouTube fame and money. I've seen it happen. And over the course of the last 6.5 years, I've been doing this on YouTube semi-full-time or full-time, however you want to say it. I've talked about this topic many times, and I think this time is the time where some changes will finally start to happen. So today's topic of Walking with Purpose, episode number 842, is it is time for everyone on YouTube to grow up. One more time, it is time for everyone on YouTube to grow up. You know, I took yesterday off to spend some time with my lady. And let me tell you, it was so worth spending that time with my lady over seeing what happened on YouTube yesterday. Now, I'm going to pick and choose a few things to use for examples here, because throughout the day, I was in the office, and while I was multitasking, doing some other things, I heard some streams out there. I watched some content and heard some live streams on the replay. And with my experience of having dealt with this crap for 6.5 years, I really felt the need to come out here today and put out a statement. And I'd even be willing to talk with any of these people and try to resolve this issue, because it's become a big issue. We have creators out here on this platform, and I'm not talking about specific certain creators I've talked about in the past. I found out about some new creators that are doing similar things as some creators I've known here through my community that I've been doing the same thing for the last 6+ years. So the first thing I want to talk about is a stream that was put on by someone that I don't hate you, GLM. I don't hate anyone. And honestly, I really wish you were still around. So does my lady. But you asked to be removed, and you felt that some of the things you were saying, like, we didn't like you saying them. Well, we don't really want to antagonize people here. Over here, at my end, at the Genuine Networking Association, over here, we're not here to antagonize people, even in a joking way, even if it's just for a joke or just to kind of play with somebody on YouTube to get a reaction so you can make content off them, right? We don't do that over here. We're not, and if people poke us, we don't poke them back. Like, the whole point of Genuine Networking Association and GNA personal development, the whole point over here is to help people identify these situations and no matter how much certain people poke at you on YouTube or in the real world, you can simply ignore it and just move on. And if you're not going to ignore it and talk about it, at least talk about it in a reasonable and respectful, mature and professional way, right? So I've never had any issues with you, GLM. This is the GLM channel. And I think you're a very intelligent person. My lady thinks so too. I don't know. I just get a feeling you really enjoy being a part of this daytime YouTube drama thing and calling these people out. And when they poke at you, I think you really enjoy poking back. I don't poke back at anyone. I call people out on their stupid, shitty behavior, especially if they're grown adults. Well, everyone is a grown adult pretty much for the most part out here in our communities. But, when I say grown adult, I'm talking about people that are 30 and older. If you're under 30 years old and you're behaving weirdly and stuff, you're still learning. That's really still not an excuse, but I will give a pass to pretty much anyone under 30. The thing is, when you hit 30, like people that are 30 plus years old, more so there are people that are in their late 30s, 40s, 50s, and beyond that are participating in all this daytime stupid ass drama on YouTube and intentionally poking the bear and donating money to attack many different creators. It's happened to me. I'm not sitting here saying I'm the only one. I'm not playing the role of the victim. I'm just saying that's what these people do. But the point I wanted to make, GLM, is that you had a stream the other day, and you brought on, I guess, this guy named Jeff. I've never heard of him. Maybe I'll look into him, and he seems like a decent guy. But this guy named Jeff, this is not the creator at Tiff Tiff. This is not her boyfriend. This is a different Jeff, just to make it very clear. So this guy Jeff comes on GLM's panel and basically starts to warn people. And I can't remember the woman's name, and that's the good thing because I don't even care about whatever. You know, I just care about sharing the story. He starts to warn people about this early to mid-20s woman that comes off very nice and can be very nice. But what she does is she goes from community to community to community and gets to know everyone and then finds out information on them and flips the script on them for content, goes real life. I just got disconnected. I know that's a bad reception area. Yeah, give me just 1 second because I want to make sure we get into better reception, which is right around when I pass this front part of the park. So like I was saying, you know, there's this woman that this Jeff guy on GLM's panel was calling out. This is not the Jeff that some people from my community know as the Tiff Tiff boyfriend. This is a different Jeff. And he was saying there's this early to mid-20s woman going around from community to community to community and befriending everyone and networking and befriending everyone and then finding out information on them and then basically flipping the script and doxing these people and trash talking them and looking into their backgrounds, etc., right? I guess I can still keep the shades on. It's not that dark yet. I started thinking to myself, what this woman is doing is what many other creators have done. And I've seen those creators do this for many years on this platform. What they do is they infiltrate multiple communities constantly on YouTube. And they leverage those communities to the brink by finding out the main creators, getting on their live stream panels, starting intentional fights on those panels, like just basically starting the fight for no reason, just to have a back and forth going. And that way, the audiences of these creators are now getting to know this new creator coming in that's intentionally picking a fight. It's all done to get attention and to leverage that new network for selfish gain. When I heard that this woman was doing something similar that I've seen many people do out here on YouTube for the last 6+ years, I was like, all right, now I got to talk. Now I got to share my thoughts. Now I got to share my thoughts. The first thing I was thinking about is that she's in her early to mid 20s. So she's very immature, very selfish. She's probably a very attractive woman. She probably gets a lot of attention based on her looks. But guys, don't let those cute early to mid 20s women seeking attention on social media suck you in to their fake vortex, because all they're doing is looking to capitalize monetarily at your expense, right? And this is one thing I really want to focus on. You know, very often, as part of my content here to try to help people, because one of the things that the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA, is big on is helping people combat cyberbullying and harassment, or just bullying and harassment. Bullying and harassment is basically the dual term. They don't even really call it cyberbullying anymore. Whether it's online or offline, they call it bullying and harassment. Cyberbullying has become so mainstream, and it's become worse than bullying in person. Actually, they go together. They coincide. A lot of times you'll see, bullying start online, which is technically cyberbullying, and then the same people that are bullying a particular person will bully them at their school, grammar school, high school, college, etc. Right? And the primary reason of bullying people nowadays is to exploit them on platforms like YouTube and make money off their name. And God willing, I will do whatever I can now and in the future to stop these types of creators. That's part of where the Genuine Networking Association, or GNA for short, is heading. Eventually, we will become partially a nonprofit, and eventually I will personally reach out to Team YouTube and try to get onto their trusted flagger team. I want to become a liaison for YouTube and other social media platforms to help stop this shitty, piss poor behavior that really is hurting a lot of people. It is extremely abusive. It is just wrong. And the reason why people are getting away with it is because, believe it or not, even though the internet's been around for 30-something years, the modern internet is still in its infancy. And as you notice, every year go by, you see platforms like YouTube and TikTok and Twitch and others, strengthening up their rules, their community guidelines and their terms of service. And that's very necessary, because there's a lot of exploitation going on. There are a lot of people that come out here on these platforms that like to make content out of attacking people. Now, it's one thing. Listen, there's a difference if someone pokes a little good-humored fun at you once or twice, that's not a problem. But if you are someone that's constantly being memed and harassed and attacked on any social media platform, that is bullying and harassment. So again, the difference between some playful fun, right? Go ahead. the difference between someone just, poking fun at you once or twice, right? Just like some of your close friends would do. The difference between that and bullying and harassment is the amount of times it happens and the period of time it happens for. A lot of times on these social media platforms, you have, people that create hate groups, and those hate groups were intentionally created to continue making content off of one or two or a few particular creators. And that becomes the content of those creators, right? That's another thing myself, my girlfriend Dawn, and other people that are helping us take the Genuine Networking Association to the next level are going to help us combat. These social media companies, they need allies, they need liaisons, they need other trusted organizations like the GNA to help them combat this, because they don't have the resources to scour around all over YouTube. They're focused on making money on YouTube. They're focused on keeping the website up, keeping the storage space available. They're focused on just keeping the place running. YouTube and other companies need people like us, need organizations like us that see what happens very clearly. And we have the experience to identify these things, so we could sit there and report these things like a trusted flagger would report with 95+% accuracy. Now, here's the thing. Nothing is ever 100%, right? What you may think is bullying and harassment may not be bullying and harassment to YouTube or other people. So I say with 95% accuracy because you're not going to get it right every time as a trusted flagger, but you need to get it right most of the time, right? YouTube is looking to work with organizations that have high accuracy in reporting situations like bullying and harassment, hateful and abusive content, spam and deceptive practices, right? And many other terms of service rules, right? Barry Paragraph says, but bullying and harassment speech is still free speech. I understand you don't like it, but it still has a purpose. No, I disagree with you on that, Barry Paragraph Raleigh. There is a difference between hate speech and freedom of speech, in my opinion. And even if it is part of your... Here's the dog. That dog is out again. Here's the thing, Raleigh. Even if technically being able to discriminate against people, trash talk people, bully and harass people, even if technically it may not be against the law, which I believe it to be against the law, it's still against the terms of service of these platforms. These platforms don't want that. So when you're dealing with a private platform, Raleigh, you know this, that their rules apply above the law. It's like me inviting people to my house, and if you do something I don't like, I can kick you out. And if you don't leave, I can call the police and say you're trespassing, right? You can do the same thing in your house, right? I understand I get where you're coming from. But if there's one thing that I've always been very passionate about is I am anti-bullying and harassment. I am anti-hateful and abusive content. I am anti-people exploiting people that don't deserve to be exploited, that have done nothing wrong. There are people that exploit people on this platform and make shit up and make money slandering their name. Do you think that should be part of freedom of speech? I don't think you like your name being slandered. I'm just saying that. I'm not mad. We're just talking. Do you like your name being slandered by a repair guy? I don't think you do. I don't think anyone does. Now, we have a tolerance for it being on YouTube, and I tolerate it too, because people slander me every fucking day. Right? But what I'm saying is that a lot of the stuff that people get away with out here violates the terms of service. And people either get away with it because the person that was going over YouTube flags that particular day dismissed the flag. Didn't know what they were doing. Right? Either that, or sometimes they get so many flags that they probably never get to some of them, right? And the way that, human reviewers review flags on YouTube is in order of priority, right? There's trusted flaggers. Then there's channels that are more trusted with more subs. There's a whole prioritization system to the point of where certain things you flag may never be seen or may not be seen for a while. I flagged content on YouTube, and 6 months later, that video came down, right? Yes, I totally believe it is part of freedom of speech. It doesn't matter if I like it or not. It's part of free speech. Yeah, and respectfully speaking, Raleigh, that's the difference between you and I. You're very old school, old-fashioned conservative, and I'm more progressive liberal, right? That's the difference, right? And I understand it's all a difference of opinion and difference of how we view things, right? And I respect your opinions, and many people are thinking about it like you. Half the country feels the same way you do, and half the country feels the same way I do. It's basically left-right, right? And what I'm trying to say is that we got to find we got to find a better happy medium and meet in the middle. Because this type of stuff is basically creating more division and creating more harm. Not just for these platforms, but for our country here and even the world. We don't want to encourage anyone to trash talk people, to go after people in real life, to, try to exploit people on YouTube, even as a prank, because it's easy to do so, right? We're on lap number 2. So, this guy, Jeff, on GLM's show, by a repair guy, I can understand and respect your point of view, even if we don't agree. Yeah, no, I got it, dude. I got what you said. You probably retype it. No worries about typos. Yeah, I mean, it's basically left versus right. It's basically, there are people that want to adhere to the old school, old-fashioned, traditional ways of living. And then there are people that have progressed with the modern world, right? I can understand and I respect your point of view, even though I don't agree with you. Yeah, I understand. And you're not going to. And neither are most other conservatives like yourself, Raleigh. I don't hate you for being conservative, and I don't hate you for thinking that way. I'm just saying that this is part of the problem that we face, at least here in the U.S. and probably globally, is that countries are divided based on left versus right views, right? My whole thing is there are so many people that just don't want to advance with the times. People want to stay stuck in the past, and I just think that's a problem. Because in essence, while we're advancing with technology, people are seeing what we're doing daily. We've got cameras Hey, babe, how you doing? Respectfully, maturely, and professionally. Hey, how you doing, baby? Welcome to the show. Good evening, RMP. And Dawn's in the house. She showed up on her own free will. Lots of love for Dawn. I'm good. Good to hear that. Good to hear that. Of course, I just saw you not too long ago. um, but anyway, yeah, I just think that a lot of the old school ways of doing things the old school way of doing things in the modern world, all it does is it encourages more violence, in my opinion. It encourages more people to defame people's characters and exploit people on YouTube, which it's totally wrong. It's totally wrong. That shouldn't even matter what political party you're a part of. Exploitation is just wrong, regardless of your political party views. Are we going to chalk that up to freedom of speech too? Or is exploitation exploitation, regardless of who you are, where you come from, and what your views are, right? That's all I'm saying. Like, it's a fair statement. Forget about the fact that I'm a slight left liberal. It's a fair statement, regardless of my political party choice or preference. Give me a second here. I think we may define expectation differently. Are you talking about, you mean exploitation? You're saying exploitation, we define it differently? Is that what you're saying? I don't feel people making commentaries is exploitation. I'm not saying it is by a paragraph, but some creators take it to the point of exploitation. If you're constantly talking about someone every single day and you're spinning things out of context, you're making things up about them that aren't true, not only is that slander, it's exploitation. You're exploiting them to an audience you have that hates that person. That's exactly what's happened to me. I'm over it. I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying that's exploitation. Exploitation, is not defined differently by your political party choice. The dictionary is the same for both Democrats and Republicans, right? The laws are the same for both sides, right? The rules are the same for both sides. So here's the thing. And I'm glad you're here to talk about this by Repair Guy Raleigh, because is it ironic to you? It's not ironic to me that the majority of creators that have been removed off this platform over the last 5 to 10 years are conservatives. Very strong, old school conservatives that think freedom of speech includes bullying and harassment, hateful and abusive content, right? Alex Jones and many others have been removed because they violated the terms of service. And I'll be honest with you. The YouTube platform is a cleaner, better, and safer place without these people. And if there were liberal people that were behaving that way and doing that kind of content, I'd say they should get rid of them too. This has nothing to do with political party preference. This has to do with people's behaviors and what people think they're entitled to, which they're not. You play into your haters, and that's what causes your exploitation. I don't play into anyone. No, I don't. Fire repair guy, I don't play into anyone. I don't talk about these people. Whether I talk about them or not, they keep talking about me because they have an audience of Eli haters, to where if they went live and just said, Eli is walking on the blue sky today, people would tune in and pay for that. You don't understand, Raleigh. I took the day off yesterday. You think they stopped? I've stopped talking about him for years. You think they've stopped? This is not about whether I talk about them or not. This is about what makes them money. That's called exploitation. And I am anti that. Now, going back to the Jeff guy on GLM's panel. GLM's a creator I've known for a while. God loves me. Nope, I'm not playing into anyone. I could care less. I'm doing what I want to do. I'm not playing into anyone. Raleigh, understand this, and this is the last time I'm going to talk about it. They're going to talk about me whether I like it or not, regardless of what I do. You're trying to sit there and tell me that what I do affects them from coming at me. I don't give a shit. They're going to come no matter what. If they can make money off it, that's all they care about. All right, Roy, that probably would be best for you to come another time, because our opinions are too far apart and we've already said enough, right? Now I'm going through the bad reception area one more time. So pardon me if I get disconnected. All right, let's continue here. Let me just wait to get out of the bad reception area. So, this guy Jeff on GLM's panel was talking about this 25-year-old woman that goes from community to community to community and pretends to be nice to people and then finds out things about them, leverages them, exploits them, etc., right? We talked about that in the past, right? What I want to say to this Jeff guy, and I'm going to try to look into him because I'd like to have a conversation with this guy. If you find out about me, tag me in on posting the Jeff that was on GLM's panel the other day talking about this early to mid-20s woman exploiting people, right? I'd like to have a talk with you because while you are right and you make sense, you went on GLM's panel and you kept on saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. You kept on talking about it to the point of where it was so repetitive, to the point of where it made me feel like you're jealous of this woman, which I know you're not trying to be. But you kept talking about her. You know, you mentioned something one time. You warn people, you say, hey, you know, I don't like this kind of stuff. I've seen it happen many times. People go from community to community to community on YouTube. They pretend to be friends with people. They go on these live stream panels. And then they intentionally say dumb shit to trigger the host, which then triggers the host's audience, which then puts the spotlight on the new person, right? All somebody has to do to get attention nowadays, and this sucks. I hate this. This is a shitty way to do it. But all people have to do to get attention nowadays is go on someone's live stream panel, someone new, and then just start saying stupid stuff. Start trash talking the audience. Start trash talking the host. I'm not saying to do that, but that's the quickest way to get attention. Is it the right attention? No. It's not. but it will get an entire audience and community's attention just like that. And that's exactly what other people I've known out here for a while have done on YouTube, and this woman that this Jeff guy was talking about, this early 20s to mid 20s woman. So I'd be open to chatting with you, Jeff. I think you have a channel. I'm sure you've heard about me. If not, I'm sure someone will make you aware of me, because trust me, these communities, word flies around fast. All I have to do is say Jeff the guy on GLM's panel, and it'll get back to you. Trust me. I've got 65 people here right now and nobody chatting. So these are all haters watching me right now. And I've got people that like my content, but they can't always be here. But see how many haters I have? They actually don't even hate me, Jeff. They hate themselves. These are miserable fucking people that come out here on YouTube and use YouTube for their daytime drama fix because it helps them cure the misery that they deal with every day by just looking at themselves in the mirror. Right? Right? And they get really triggered when I call them out on this, because it's the truth. Because people in their right mind, people that are happy and content would not be coming out here on YouTube looking for shitty drama content and paying other creators money to attack and exploit other people that everyone in the group, including the creator, perceives to be better than you folks. That's the only reason why people go at people, right? All I do is I share examples, I share my stories. Some of you may like my stories, some of you may not. The people that like my stories are the people that have experienced similar things, and they're like, yeah, Eli, you make sense. The people that attack me and don't like me are the people I'm talking about. And you don't like me because you're doing exactly as I've said. And you don't like the fact that you're being called out? You don't. You absolutely don't. Right? You don't. And Raleigh, real quick, you're probably still listening. I'm not mad at you. I don't hate you. I'm not mad at you. You're welcome to come back anytime. And we're going to disagree on things, Raleigh. We're going to disagree on things. But we're always going to disagree on things, Raleigh. We're never going to agree on everything. No two people are going to agree on everything, right? But there comes a point in time where, regardless of our views, we should be able to meet in the middle. We should be able to say, hey, we're Americans, or globally, we're people. We are people that have hearts and souls, and we want to live a good life, and we want to exude happiness, and we want to see happiness in others, right? Now, Raleigh, respectfully speaking, unless you don't have the mentality or attitude that you want to see other people happy, that's a different story. I want to see everyone happy. I want to see everyone succeed. My mentality is, I care about everyone. In general, I care about everyone. I wish no harm upon anyone. I wish to compete with no one. What I want to do is collaborate with people, so we can all, better ourselves and become better people together, right? I want us to more so unite, especially here in the United States. We call ourselves the United States, but we're so fucking divided, it's ridiculous, right? Divided over what? Over political views? Divided over what? What we feel is freedom of speech and not? Forget about what you feel is freedom of speech or not. How about just be good to people? What about food for thought? Why wouldn't every human being just want to be a good person and live the life of treating others the way you want to be treated. Why? Why can't we be like that? The only reason why we wouldn't be like that, Raleigh, is because we're miserable in some way, shape, or form, and we want to project our misery onto others so that way they can relate to us and we can feel better about ourselves, right? And I'm not here to project misery or anything onto anyone. I'm just here to share stories. I'm just here to uplift people, inspire people, and motivate people to better themselves. And that's what I do. That's what I do. I don't give a fuck what other people do. If they want to exploit me all the time, I have no control over that. I have no control over that. And if people disagree with me and don't like my content, go ahead. You can go. I'm going to wait for these cars to go. If people disagree with me and they don't like my content or they're unhappy with me, you can choose to not watch my streams. You can choose to not support me. Like, I don't understand that. Like, I just don't understand why people watch my content or support my content if they more so disagree with me than agree. That's a fair statement. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not here attacking anyone. I'm just stating obvious, decent, normal thoughts. All right. Lots of people walking right now. It's all good. More people, more and more people coming out to the park. That's fantastic. That's what it's for. Get your exercise in, right? So that's pretty much what I wanted to talk about. I will mention something else here in a second. I will mention somebody specifically because I'm putting this to bed. I'm putting this to rest, okay? I'll get to that in a second. I'm probably going to do a third lap because I'm going to need a third lap to talk about this. Where are we at? We are at 48 minutes. Actually, I did these 2 laps fairly quickly today. So let's do a third one. And I'll mention you by name. We're going to talk about you, Dion. We're just going to call you Dion because new people won't be able to find your channel by just calling you Dion. Because I don't care to bring any notoriety to your phony garbage channel. See, I'm going to say this to you, Dion. I'm going to talk about you here. Because I don't give a fuck if you disrespect me, dude. I don't care if you disrespect me. I really don't care. But when you use my woman to try to disrespect me, you're disrespecting her. And that I have a fucking problem with. You got a big mouth, Dion. You got a big mouth. And you keep running it. And you never show any proof of anything. You've never shown your girlfriend on camera. All you've done is show pictures of someone face down. Why don't you show their face? Why don't you bring them live on camera and show their face? If you're going to talk the game, If you're going to talk the talk, then you better walk the walk. If you're going to play the game, then play the game, Dion, or shut your mouth. And here's the thing, Dion, I really don't care if you're a martial arts expert and if you were anywhere near me, you could beat me up. First of all, you're nowhere near me. You're clear across the country, Dion. And if you are rich enough to buy a ticket to come over to the Bay Area in California to beat me up, then why would you always beg my woman for money? Which, you know what? She actually gave you money. We actually donated money to you. We gave you money certain times. And I wasn't really happy about that. Because I knew you were playing my girlfriend Dawn. I knew you were preying on her vulnerabilities. I knew you were using this fake baby and fake girlfriend to gain control. Try to gain control over her emotions. I always knew you were full of shit. Always knew that. Hold on a second. I'll be right back. All right, we should be back live. We're going to go on a third lap. I'm going to go on a third lap here. Let me get the front camera and turn on the light until we get to the other side where the lights are on. Two and a half years ago, I removed you because I didn't like what you were doing. My girlfriend, Dawn, saved you and brought you back. The only reason why I brought you back was because of her. And I was very nice to you because I thought you were turning things around. But you haven't changed one bit. You've never changed. And this is who you are on YouTube. You're choosing to be this goofy person that just makes things up or exaggerates things greatly or takes things way out of context, right? You're no different than the other people coming at me. And you are a troll, Dion. In my opinion, you are a troll. Everyone that's called you a troll has been right. You are a troll. And the only reason why I'm mentioning you specifically is because I have not talked about you for a week or so, or maybe 2 weeks, and you keep running your mouth about me because you know when you talk about me, just like when everyone else talks about me, you all get more traction than you do anything else. What that's saying is you're a crappy creator without me, and even with me, you're still a crappy creator. You know, the things that you're saying about my woman, you know, you say I abuse her. You know I don't. You want to save Dawn. No, you don't. You don't give a shit about Dawn. All you gave a shit about was how much money could you extort from her, right? By trying to brainwash her and manipulate her that I'm wrong about you and that, you know, that you should have a chance to come back and be my lady's friend and be a part of my community. You're permanently done, dude. You're never welcome back ever again. And that's not just for me. Now, my woman, she'll pop into the chat every now and then, but she's not going to be doing any content until the end of the year or the beginning of the new year. But she's very disappointed. And she did make a comment on one of your videos, but then she deleted it. Her and I talked, and she deleted it because her putting out that comment, all it did was get all the Coach Eli haters. Well, I'm not even Coach Eli anymore, but that's what they know me as. Got all the Eli haters to comment on your channel. Only reason why they're there, Dion, is because of my name. Good, bad, or indifferent. They're there because of my name. It doesn't matter what I did to earn that name or how I got that name. That's my name. They're not there for you. They're there for me. And I'm not saying that to say I'm any better than you. I'm not better than anyone. But even you now, sir, want to ride my name. Go ahead, dude. Keep writing my name. Keep trashing my woman. Keep trashing me. And let's see how much traction you keep on getting. And another thing, Dion. Another thing. What were you going to expose, Dion? Dion, you're a piece of garbage. Because let me tell you something. A few weeks ago, when you threatened to expose shit, I got together with my lady Dawn, and we went through every single fucking Facebook Messenger message that was sent to you, audio, text, and picture, and we unsent it. We deleted it. You want to call it dirty deleting? We don't care. Nothing in those messages was wrong, but you were going to exploit that for content, and you were going to probably give that to other people just because you're saddened that you got called out for being a liar, and you want to retaliate against someone that exposed you. And I'm not even trying to expose you, dude. I was trying to help you. But how can you help someone that can't keep his story straight? You can't keep even your own life story straight, dude. You can't. The fire truck is coming here. I wanted to wait for them to pass on by. Somebody must have gotten hurt. At the park. I hope everything's all right. The paramedics are on their way. The fire engine always gets here first. Oh man, slow it down. Slow it down. It's not a raceway. Alright, what the hell? This car is pulling back and forth. I gotta get through here. This is my path of where I walk, so. Give me a second here. Give me a second, folks. Let me get out of this area here. I think the paramedics is coming through on the other side, over here. Yeah, you gotta be real careful when you're playing soccer and stuff. You can get hit in the face by a ball. I mean, you can get severely injured if you're not paying attention playing sports. Or you could be dehydrated or whatever. Anything can happen. Oh, another. I think that's a paramedic. That's not another fire truck. Oh, we're just gonna go our regular route and continue. But anyway, so Dion, you were going to exploit my woman, and I took that from you because I've learned to play the game a lot better because I know how shysty some of you people are on Facebook Messenger. When you know you're wrong and you've been called out, right? The only thing you've got left is to go through 2.5 years of voice notes, voice messages, and then you want to put them out and take them out of context and then try to say things that weren't true about me. Try to put things out publicly that my lady may have confided you in and said, hey, maybe Eli had a bad day today. And you want to spin that out of context and you want to leverage the Coach Eli audience, right? Well, guess what, Dion? You're a day late and $1 short. Actually, you're very short, Dion. You're like, not only are you a day late, you're like, you're like 100 days late and $100 short, dude. You are one that got the short end of the stick a long time ago. Now, I'm the nicest guy in the world, Dion. I say good guy because the nice guys finished last stigma. I can't stand that. But I am a nice guy. I'm the nicest guy in the world, Dion. And I don't like talking like this about anyone, and I don't like this crap, period. But you've pushed me to my outer limits. Whether you're playing or not, you're exploiting my woman's name because you're mad at me. The bottom line is none of you give a shit about Dawn. All you care about is trying to get to me. And Dawn has realized that. And because Dawn's realized that, she's basically giving you all the bird. Don't bullshit. Don't bullshit, Dion, or whoever you fake sock account is, because you ain't got shit. If you had shit, you would have already put it out. And even if you had saved a few, which I doubt that, even if you had saved a few, like I said, you would have already put it out. And then if you do have them and you put stuff out now, I don't care, dude. You're just going to be exposing yourself to be more of the piece of crap that people have said you are. If anyone's being abusive, it's you, Dion. You're the one being abusive, emotionally abusive and manipulative, and that's female energy, Dion. That's feminine energy. Let me get through the bad reception area. Before I continue. See, Dion, it's the same thing. I was friends with Scotty for a while. I was trying to trust Scotty. And right when she flipped, I went and deleted all my Facebook Messenger messages. And she goes, oh, Eli, dirty deleted. Yep, because all you motherfuckers want to do is use past private shit for content, right? Further proving that you were never our true friends in the first place. That's why you're being exposed, because you have no content. Your content is trying to you know, get close to people behind the scenes and get them to open up their deepest, darkest secrets and exploit that shit on YouTube. Go fuck yourselves if that's who you are. God will take care of you in the end. God will take care of you in the end, all of you, right? Because that's how many of you are. You know, I've never, ever, ever exploited or exposed any type of those messages behind the scenes because I don't need that as my content at all. You want to troll me here on suck accounts? Let me tell you, you have no idea what's going on. You have no idea what's going on. One of these days, you're going to see. And this is the thing, I don't care to prove anything to you, Dion, or anyone. I don't care, but you're going to see. You're going to see in 2025. Because just because Don's not doing content right now doesn't mean we aren't putting things together for 2025 and taking our time. You're going to see something, and if you are jealous now and pissed off now, boy, you're going to go through the fucking roof in 2025, dude. And you're not going to be a welcome part of it. You still haven't learned to play this game, Dion, and I'm not here to play games. I'm a real content creator here to help people. I'm here to help people better their lives, uplift them, empower them, encourage them. That's what I try to do for you. You're not here for that, dude. You're here to exploit and you're here to expose dumb shit that doesn't need to be exposed and exploit it for traction or money. That's what you're here for, man. It's pathetic, dude. Pathetic. Ooh, I'm going to share voice notes and take them out of context to try to further frame Eli as an abuser, right? You're the abuser, dude. You're the abuser. And Don even knows that you're the abuser now. You are the mental and emotional abuser, dude. You, Dion, prey on the vulnerabilities of people, especially women. Everything that you've said about me is true about you. And I'm calling you out because you just won't stop. Now, I'm not going to talk about you every day. This is one and out. That's what I do, one and out. Because I've got many more things to talk about that are more important than this. But this, I wanted to set the record straight out of respect for my woman. You see her unblocking you, trying to reach out to you? No. She is disappointed in you. Very disappointed. And she wants nothing to do with you because you showed your true cards. She told you to stop coming at me. She told you directly, when you come at her man, you come at her. You didn't stop coming at me, so you basically fucking disrespected her. So guess what? You're out. You're out. And go and flap your beak going live tonight. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go live. Go live and try to fake punch me and fake slap me or fake slap your fake girlfriend there, right? Make up a fake cry in the background that there's a baby there. Go for it, dude. Go for it. You know, if that suck account is you, Dion, stick around and see. But you're not going to be able to chat. You can watch publicly. It's your right. Even if you're banned, you can still watch publicly, and you will, because you are invested in my story, Dion. You are invested in my story. You're invested in my story, and you're invested in Don's story, right? Dion, have you ever heard of the phrase, "you never fuck with another woman's man"? Oh, sorry. You never fuck with another man's woman, is what I'm trying to say. And right now, that's what you're doing. And here's the thing, Dion. I'm not the kind of guy that would take the action against you that many other men would take for messing with their woman. Because other men, where you would mess with their woman, would come and beat the shit out of you, or worse. And I don't condone that, right? But see, I'm not the kind of guy. I don't believe in violence. What I will do, Dion, is I will give you a piece of my mind professionally and respectfully and maturely. And I will call it a day and walk away because I have the emotional strength and security and stability, and you don't. I guarantee you, you'll be going live tonight and talking about this. You will do a stream on this because you're so triggered, because you can't contain yourself. You want to show some emotional strength, Dion? You want to show emotional strength? Stop talking about me permanently, including Dawn. Let's see if you can do that. Let's see if you can even go one day without talking about us. I doubt that. You're going to show how fucking weak you are by not being able to contain yourself for one day, right? Time to grow up, Dion, just like the title says here. Time for all of you people to grow up. Time for everyone on YouTube to grow up. This is the last part of my third lap here. I got 3 laps in the night. Wow, I'm surprised because I came out here late. Yeah, you know what, Dion? Here's the thing. If that's you trolling, that's pretty sad. First of all, you're trolling on sock accounts. That just proves you're a troll. Number 2, that could be somebody else. But let's say it's you, Dion. Why do you give a shit about my living situation, my mother, my family state? Why do you care? Are you jealous because you don't have that, Dion? Are you jealous because you're a poor-ass bum loser? Here, you know what? I shouldn't be talking to you that way because I'm a much better person than that. I'm much more humble. But if you're going to make a play at me and you think you know what's going on with my family and my household and where I get my money and all that, then I'm going to call you a bum, broke-ass loser that e-begged my woman for money several times. I've never once e-begged. Yes, I run channels here that are monetized. They're a business. Whether you fucking like it or not, they're a business. And I can ask for donations all I want. But how pathetic are you, dude, to come and attack my mother, my money, my living situation, because you got nothing, Dion, because you got beat. You got beat by a guy these people out here call these crazy names, right? You got beat by Eli. And I'm not trying to beat you, Dion, but it's not easy to do so. Sorry, it was very easy to do so, which is what I'm trying to say. It's not that difficult to do, Dion. You're triggered because you got nowhere left to go with this, right? Right? Because the first time I kicked you out of my community, Dion, Dawn begged me to bring you back. And I'll do anything for my woman. This time, you're out. She doesn't want you back. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You're never coming back, dude. You're done. You're done. You want to keep writing my name? You want to keep talking about Dawn? You want to keep saying, save Dawn, whatever? Keep on doing that, bro. You're going to keep us in the spotlight. And when Dawn does come back, you're only going to be helping promote us further. And if you think that Dawn and I are not going to come back and we're not going to work well together, you have no fucking clue what's going on behind the scenes. None of you do. None of you have any clue what's going on behind the scenes. Ever since my woman stepped away from YouTube for a little while, the amount of clarity her and I have had, the amount of happiness and joy we've spent together is so much better. And I told her, I said, if you don't want to create anymore, you just want to help do things behind the scenes and I'll just do the creating, that's fine by me. I love what we have. She goes, no, I just need a little time away, but I want to come back. I want to come back because we're going to come back better and stronger than ever. All right? See, I communicate with my woman. And what you don't understand, Sifu, my woman's been through a lot emotionally and mentally. She's been through a lot of trauma, just like you have, Dion. Dion, you went through trauma with your dad, your mom, and all that. You went through trauma, Dion. And that's why you are the way you are, Dion. See, Dion, this is the thing. You're trying to mask your trauma by trashing me, dude. If it makes you feel better about yourself to mask your trauma by trashing me, Dion, then you know what? God bless you, dude. If I can help you feel better about yourself because of your trauma and your shitty upbringing, then so be the fuck it, Dion. Because here's the thing, Dion. You think you can hit hard, I'll hit harder. And the bottom line is I don't even want to hit. I don't like hitting. But when it comes to the point of, trying to, use me or trying to use my woman to get to me, which is what I'm trying to say, trying to use my woman to get to me, that's a bitch move, Dion. You know it is. You know it is. It's all good. By the way, Dion, don't even think about using my content. I'll file a copyright on you. Talk about me all you want. Let's see if you can freestyle like myself, man. I sat back. I didn't say anything, and I figured you would die down. But you are just like the rest of them. You will not stop. You will not stop. So guess what? I'll call you out, and I'll make you look bad. And then maybe you'll stop. And if you don't stop, you keep going another 2-3 weeks, then maybe I'll talk about you again. And then the next time I talk about you, Dion, it's not going to be as nice as this time. The next time, I'm going to hit even harder. And I don't care if you're a martial artist. I don't care if you threaten to beat me up. I don't care what you do. Those are just words, Dion. Clear across the country. This is YouTube. And those are just words, Dion. The best thing you can do, Dion, is start acting like a man. Grow the fuck up. You're 30 years old or 31 years old, and you're acting like a 10-year-old that had his toy taken away. Dude, grow the hell up, dude. There's nothing better than the hide users from channel button on YouTube. All right, it's time to go. We're at 79 minutes. I got dinner plans with my special lady. I'm going to get going and turn this shit off. But to all the good people out there, I hope you learned a good lesson here today. And I'm sorry I had to give Dion a piece of my mind because he just doesn't stop. And he wants to continue to talk about my woman. He wants to try to use my woman to get to me. And then try to reach out to her and tell her I'm the problem. Dude, listen. First of all, Dion, you're a man, not a woman. Only women can pull that shit off. Have a good one. Take care. And as always, be good to each other.